Hey everybody, I'll be there shortly. I'm actually running a little bit behind schedule here. Goddamn, move the camera again. Why do I keep moving the camera? Alright. Don't even have all the lights on yet. Let's go. Right, that's a bit better. Throw that piece of rubbish away. Just now I'm getting used to looking over there when really now it's there. And the reason why I've moved it to here is because this camera slightly misbehaves now and then. I've got to get in, disconnect the battery and stuff, and I can't do that when it's over there. Very frustrating when you finally get used to something and then you realize, oh, I've got to change that. And so there, the process starts all over again. Hello everybody, welcome to another stream. Alright, good to have you all here. And if you're not here, well, that's unfortunate. Hopefully you will get here. See, Creature is up to his usual troublemaking. Wow. Hey, John, Ashes, B-Blood, another John, Draco, Antonio, Miles, Birds, Jim, hey, Mini-Tom, Plug. Hello, Plug from Europe. After this, you can watch JDT from Europe as well. Hey, MC Rams. And Raj and Gabriel. Alright, okay. See, Romania's checked in too. Very good. We've got an iPad 9th gen start up with. I'm just cleaning up. I finally fixed a Samsung Galaxy Book, which is basically kind of like a Microsoft Surface. It took me 5 months. 5 months to get that thing out, and I still haven't got the screen going, and I don't know why the screen is not working. It's very perplexing to me because there was some damage when I removed it, but not to the actual panel itself, not to the actual LCD. It was just to the outer glass, and I thought, okay, maybe the flexes were damaged, and I can't see any damage on them. So it's very frustrating. Yeah, Ponytail's back, getting in my face, starting to tick me off, so... Alright, where did I put this iPad? iPad, where are you? Yeah, so I'm very confused about this screen. It's quite painful too, because it's a $400 screen. Now, the person basically just wanted data, but nonetheless, $400 screen, that's not a cheap thing to break. And of course, I don't know whether it was myself that broke it or whether it's just a great big fat bunch of tremendously painful unknowns. Where the hell's my iPad gone? I just had it like today and I put it somewhere safe. That was my first mistake. Let's check the other room. What are you doing in here? Hey, Micro. Alright. iPad, and I should have my heating thingy-majig up here. My high shelf is becoming quite useful. I can leave things like my heating system up on the high shelf. It's lightweight, easy for me to grab. Now I don't have to have it hanging around. Oh, these are my programming glasses. They should not be in here. Sorry, I'm a bit hyperactive because I'm just trying to catch up. Hey, Ed Boss. Hey, laptop. Pedro's here. Oh, jeez. Hello, Pedro. Seems like I've developed a sense of disdain towards you, akin to what Rossman has towards me. See, Rossman was having another Squawk video today, this time about open source. Yeah, fun and games there. Lots of deluded people in the open source world. Lots of people writing software thinking that it's going to someone else is magically going to come along and give them a bunch of money because they saved the world with their marvelous software. Don't ever believe that. I mean, it'd be lovely if it does, and for some people it does, but for the most part, no. You're going to be like all the other artists in the world. Mostly, 99% of you are going to be starving and living in poverty if you keep with that mentality. You got to find a way to make money on the other side. And now I need a power cable. Tell them they're dreaming. That's exactly it, pretty much. I mean, I've been doing open source since the early 90s. But if there's one thing you learn from doing that is it's like lottery tickets, really. You might win, but chances are you're not going to. And the trouble is, too many people fall into this dreaming of a magical benefactor that's going to come along and recognize their brilliance and throw money at them, and they're going to be rewarded because they put something good into the universe, and the universe reflects that back. It takes their wallet and stuffs it full of $50 notes and said, there you go, you did really well. It really doesn't work like that. If you have written something really good, yes, somebody probably will recognize that, take it, commercialize it, and make a lot of money from it, and give you maybe 2 cents. It's just the way it is. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, we're going to wait for this to heat up. Almost all of my open source software that I've written is because I needed a solution for something. And once I was like, okay, that worked for me, I'm happy for that. I don't need to keep it closed. It doesn't, I'm not making money off it in the sense of in a way that I have to keep it closed. So just throw it out there under BSD license. Most of the money that I ever got from open source software was from banks, airlines, and other technical departments who just wanted an adjustment on the software, like maybe one small feature. And they'd be like, look, here's $5,000, just make it work for us. Do whatever you like with that. We just need it to work, and it's the cheapest way out for us. But I have had a lot of contributions from individuals over the years too, and I'm very thankful for those. But in terms of, can you make it a livable thing? Absolutely not. The email thing, one of the email thingos, I've got a lot of email thingos. But yeah, back in the 90s, I was basically, the programs I wrote are still in use across the world for a lot of things. So yeah, and every now and then I might get a donation from someone and say, hey, look, thanks for this, and I appreciate that. That's really good of them to do that. I don't expect it. Instead, for making money, I said, right, I am now going to make a commercial product, and that's where I made my money. Minute for the glory. Yep. Fame doesn't get you rich, but it gets you in places. Makes the ladies swoon. Oh, he's so famous. Aren't you the guy that Louis Rossman yells at all the time? You're my hero. A little bit of money and a lot of glory. It's pretty much the balance of it here. Hey, yeah, Anderson, good to see you. How you going over there? I sort of missed catching you the last couple of times, I think. Yeah, I hope you're doing all right. Get me a front row seat at bingo. I can do better than that. I get to pick the balls. And then I write down on my card, Alright, this should be hot enough now. So this is a 9th gen, by the way, and I do not have my proper glasses on. And for some reason, both the pairs of glasses that I need are in my programming office. I don't know how it happens, but my programming glasses end up in here, and my assembly glasses end up in my programming office. It's just stupid. Doing great, but a heavy workload these days. Oh, well, if it translates to better money, that's a good thing. If it's not, then that's a bad thing. Is this that Spider-Man iPad? Don't think so. No, this is a fresh one that just came in Sava this afternoon. Sorry, can't go using Aussie lingo. Sava, mate. Okay, this one's not as easy as the one I had the other day. This one's... but it's not the worst either. Just gotta get some plastic razors. I had a box of 100 of these plastic razors. I'm gonna have to buy another box of 100 because, quite frankly, I seem magically running out of them. It's very frustrating. Hey, Horseman, how's it going over there? What have you been up to? I sort of see you pop in now and then, but you seem to disappear almost as quick as you arrive sometimes. I just have to wash these a fair bit too. Been repairing, doing... what? I have been repairing, doing an EMS for a while. EMS as in... wait, you work at EMS as in the mailing service? Or am I misreading this? Hey Joey, welcome. Welcome to the Prime time. And then when we're finished with prime time here, we can all settle down into Joey's Lounge. Joey's Lounge because, well, I don't know. When are you going to get the that ring light sorted out? You're going to have to get Roy to send you the adapter. Either that or you're going to have to find a way of putting a spacer at the back or something. I don't know. Alright, this is annoying me now because it's crumbling. I repair products that fail at... wait, what EMS are you at? Because there's like EMS, the email... not email. Mail express service that I use internationally. Is that who you're with? What products do you guys have other than packages? My packages. You sent the Roy the address. You should have done that like a week ago. Honestly, you guys are as bad as AliExpress for getting things done in a hurry. So, I mean, you could put a spacer behind it. Or you could even take that heatsink off, put a hole through the 3D printed ring, and then install like a fixed screw or something like that. I should have known it'd be nothing but trouble. As in, I've caused you nothing but trouble. Oh, electronic manufacturing service. Okay, as opposed to express mail services. See, here in Australia we have... you can either choose to send things internationally... well, in fact, it's not just Australia, it's international too. There's a... if you don't want to quite pay for FedEx and things like that, but you also don't want to rely on the standard slow and losing things type mail services, then you can choose EMS, which is Express Mail International. Right. Who would have thought three-lettered acronyms could be interpreted so many ways? Oh, right, you produce only industrial ABB. Right, okay. Yep, I know ABB. I will point out that even though the thing has been turned off, this iPad is still quite hot on the frame. Joey, are you able to drop a link for your upcoming stream in here? So when we're finished here, Joey should be just about ready to start his stream. Or can someone drop a drop a link for Joey's stream? I don't know if I've made Joey a mod in here. Not sure if I took that risk or not. EMS and emergency medical. Yeah, so cool, right? Man, you don't want to go ask them for EMS without context, I guess. My tongue is always firmly in my cheek. We've got a problem here. I don't know what's going on, but it's not actually releasing like it should. Maybe that's why. Someone better post a link. Ignore Joey. He needs more subscribers. He's got to get to the 100,000, so at least I can finally, once again, name drop. Yeah, I may not be able to get my own channel to fame levels, but I do seem to have success in finding up-and-coming people. So I guess my skill in life is to acquire names that I can drop. So soon I'll be able to go, oh yeah, I know Joey. Joey knows me. And people are like, well, once again, we're back to the swooning bingo people again. Oh, wow, he knows Joey? Awesome. You must be really, yeah, whatever. It's a terrible claim to fame, but yeah, you got to take what you can get, eh? And I've been YouTubing for what, 7, 8 years now? I suck at it because I focus on other things in life. Not necessarily better things, but I do focus on other things in life. And so my YouTube, what often happens is I get a good run and the momentum's building and the algorithm's going, yeah, okay, looks like you're doing good there. You're doing good. And then I go like, how can I explain this? You know when you're messaging someone and you're in the middle of a discussion with them on Facebook and you're exchanging details or whatever, and then all of a sudden they just stop messaging back as if they just decided, you know what, I'm going to just throw my phone into a dumpster and run as fast as I can in the opposite direction for no reason at all. So that's kind of what happens with my progress on YouTube. I can start getting somewhere and then I just do the dumpster toss and run. And then I lament about it. It's just, there are things that come up in life and you got to choose. Okay, I've got to be careful here. This home button is in a really bad area. I don't want to go slicing right through it. Hey there, Paul Hal. Just noticed you sneak in there. Sneaky. Good to see you. How you going these days? Yeah. Just plugging along. I mean, the last time we spoke... oh, shite. God damn, that happens too often. You know what gets the glass off this really quickly? Is 420 air. Remember the last time I hit an iPad with 420? Yeah, we all do. to be fair, like people like Rossman and Joey and Jason, SDS Telecom, and all those sort of type, they've got personalities that just draw you in, as opposed, that hurt. That hurt. I'm not going to describe what happened, but I'm sure you guys can guess. We do not want... This is why I wish these hot air stations had more than 3 memories. It is actually a project of mine I dream of, to modify the Atom and the Quick to have more than 3 memories. I believe they should at least have 6. You can have potentially 7 and still just keep 3 buttons if you can trust your users to know binary. That, and for the love of God, I wish they would change over to rotary encoders instead of up-down digital buttons. I mean, rotary code, it's just a user interface change, mechanical user interface change, because there's, you can get rotary encoders to up-down converters, no problem. It just makes it so much easier to use these sort of things if you just have rotary encoders for the temperature and airflow. Hey then, yeah, of course I'm being hard on myself. I'm not going to sit around and be someone who whinges that the world didn't recognize me, the world didn't make my life easy. For some people that is actually genuinely true. But a lot of the time, it's just what it is. That is life. And every now and then you can have a good old sook about it. But at the end of the day, you've still got to look after you, and you've still got to go up, and you've got to go out there and do what you've got to do. Hey there, Lars. Right, this took us longer than I wanted, actually. Oh man, that's hurting my fingers so bad. Yeah, I'm sooking again. Yeah. It's not bleeding, which is interesting and slightly concerning. Hey there, Soldering. And Paul's plodding along. That's pretty much a term I would use too. Thank you for dropping in and saying hello. Hopefully I can provide some semblance of entertainment. Yeah, the thing is, you say GOAT, greatest of all time, whatever, but there are definitely vastly better repair people than myself out there. Absolutely, definitely. I look at the things that some people are doing out there and I'm like, wow, I would really like to find the time to level up like they have. But I suppose for me, I've taken the path of being programmer, tool maker and all that. So if I want to do this sort of stuff well enough, I don't really have enough time to skill up on iPhone CPU replacements, or hell, I can barely even do T2 removals, though I do need to work on that. I feel like the T2 stuff I really do actually need to get the time and put some effort into that, because it's an important thing with a lot of the MacBooks. Okay, we're just going to put in a battery disconnector on that. Oh, thank you, Paul. Oh yeah, the digging hole stream from Tim. Yeah, yeah. See, that I'm okay with. I could do the holes. I've got a couple of videos about that too. But yeah, stepping up a little bit further than that. Like I said, taking a T2 off without destroying it. That's always the first step. And then actually migrating it along with all the other necessary bits and pieces. Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is that there's some incredibly skilled people out there that I just don't have the time and resources to catch up to at this point. And there are some things that I may not even be able to catch up to. But at the same time, I've got to accept that, okay, I do programming, I do tool making, design, I do manufacturing, and that sort of jazz. So I guess you got to find your thing and be content with that. I can make cat houses too. Construction's not a big problem for me. It's easier when you know though that your bills are being covered for other things. Okay, now we've got to slice this off. Don't wick the T2 solder mask really brittle. Okay, so what? Just what do you call it? Just ball it, like with a. Just run over it with a iron tip. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, get the bumps on it, and that's good enough. It always feels bad too when someone comes to you and says, "Oh, I've." It's a red flag as well. When someone comes to you and says, "Oh, I've heard you're the best," and all that sort of stuff. I'm talking about, say, of locals, and I immediately try to shut that down. Not because I can do some things, yes, and certainly compared to what they can do, which is why they're coming to me in the first place. But the best, well, yeah, I'd quickly try to get that. Unrealistic expectation out of the way, because it's a dangerous thing for a customer to have sometimes. Yeah, it's good for them to have come to you for. I really hope I didn't just stuff up those legs in there. Anyway, it's just dangerous when customers have a little bit too high on the expectations. Kind of when sick people go to doctors and say, "You're a miracle maker," and then you die, and then you're really upset about that, or well, at least your family is. You offer a professional service. Yeah, that's good. I like that one. I like that one. I feel like that's legitimate too. Hey, Retro. Cat house is a different meaning here. B-Blood, I know the other meaning you're talking about, and I'm more than happy to make that a house too. Alright, that's on the ground. We've got all the agonizing glass I have to now deal with. Actually, I might separate the home button. they end up expecting more than you can provide, and then yeah, exactly. That's fundamentally what the issue is. It's the whole thing of managing expectations, as we say, and you got to be very fast on it, but at the same time not mock them over that either. So that's being good at managing customers in itself is a very valuable skill. I believe I said this in the previous stream, that having a staff member who knows how to manage customer expectations and all that sort of stuff is a very valuable staff member. Yeah, they may not on the books seem like they contribute directly to the bottom line, but it's through their actions that you're able to, keep your bottom line in good shape. This is such a mess every time. Okay. These always take longer than I want. I don't know why I bother doing them on stream, because it's like I've got hour and a half, 2 hour window, and 90% of that is used on a very standard process of let's change the glass of an iPad. I really should just start with the MacBooks. I think the problem that we have is, oh wow, there's all that, is that when you're on a live stream, you lose a moderate percentage of your mental capacity, your ability. That's gone into my that's gone into my I can't even say the word chair. Yeah, that's it. That's gone into my chair, and that's going to be a piece of glass, and that is going to lacerate certain temperature sensitive zones on my body if I'm not careful. I'm taking the bulk glass off first, and then I'll wash this down. But yeah, a piece like that has gone into my chair upright like that. Yeah, I guess I'm just going to have to feel for it. If I'm lucky, the foam is still fortunately thick enough on this chair. If I'm lucky, it's just burying its way in. PG rated, that's right. Not that I really care on this channel. I mean, I swear, we talk about stupid topics. We giggle like stupid little kids in the sandpit over dumb things, like fart jokes, whatever. We're human. Hello there, Sensor. Good evening. Oh wow, that actually went straight in. Nice. Okay, so we've still got a little bit of cleaning up to do. Might go under the microscope. By the way, let me know if the brightness on the microscope, it's probably not going to be a good gauge on this, is okay, because remember, we've been fiddling around with the gamma filter on this, and the last stream was 0.4 on the gamma, and it was a little bit aggressive. It gave it that kind of white, not fog, but just that whitish smoke layer look. And so I've dropped it down to 0.2, and I'm hoping that it's gone. Yeah, Jim, we try to not be too serious with ourselves. I mean, there will be times where I'll definitely start barking some serious things. But for the most part, I do my best to not be too serious here. I think most of the time if I'm barking mad is because, a job or customer data may have been lost because of stupid choices. I am being serial? What? Serial killer? Hey, Tom Morgan. Serial is serious. Okay, come on, off you get. Oh, South Park reference. Unfortunately, I'm not appropriately clued up on the Bible of South Park. I've only got little references that I can refer to. I am more of a Futurama or Serenity, Firefly type person. Or Scrubs. Yeah, if you've got Scrubs references, I'll get them. House, I started watching House, and yeah, I really want to like it, but it just sort of, maybe it's just the first season or two. Just couldn't quite grab into it, because I like Hugh Laurie, or at least I like the humour generally. I don't know what he's like as a person, but and I like the idea of we've got a problem, a mystery to solve each time. Old school Beavis and Butthead, yeah, that's sadly a little too me. Okay, maybe not quite. But I mean, I was brought up in the time of Ren and Stimpy. Although I was pretty old by then, I was already out of school, at university, and working when Ren and Stimpy hit the scene. So I guess really for me, I'm more of the BBC goodies era, that kind of thing. Even the what's his name, Kenny? What was his name? Kenny whatever from the video show. Can't believe my parents let me watch that. They wouldn't let me watch Monkey Magic. Oh no, yeah, you can watch Kenny Everett video show. Sure, that's fine. So, yeah, you can watch all this really pushing the limits stuff, but can't watch any Asian violence. No siree. Kenny Everett, that's it, yeah. Yeah, goody goody yum yum, Kenny Everett. Couldn't stand Doctor Who, I'm afraid to say. I don't know what it was. Maybe because I got spooked out as a kid with Doctor Who. I mean, I didn't mind Tom Baker, and who was the chap that followed after him? The cricket playing guy. And Fawlty Towers, oh yes. Gotta have Fawlty Towers. Vicar of Dibley. When will I cut my hippie hair? Yeah, I don't know. Ask my wife. I'm married. I don't get to choose these things, okay? It's just, when you get married, that kind of stuff just really is no longer in your domain of control. Blackadder, Rowan Atkinson, haven't really had a chance to watch much of it, but yeah, I mean, I know that's got Hugh Laurie, and it's well loaded, that series. And then, of course, if you go back into my even deeper, darker memories, there's Are You Being Served? And, of course, I never got the humour, though, originally, as you can imagine, because I was young, with Yes Minister. And then there was The Good Life. come on, don't you dare separate from the wrong side. Yay! Ain't Half Hot Mum. Didn't really see much of that one. I know it though, and some mothers do have them. Again, didn't see much of that, but knew of it. Yeah, parents have funny priorities, that's for sure. You weren't allowed to watch Shawshank Redemption, seriously? But you could watch Blade. That's crazy. I would have thought Shawshank would have been an excellent thing to watch. But yeah, you're right. Parents can be, I guess, yeah, we're all human. Black Books I started to watch, but didn't really get into either, I'm sorry. IT Crowd, of course. Can't, but that's more modern. I'm talking about stuff back when you had 2 channels on TV. Well, you sort of had 3 channels on TV. You had ABC, Australian Broadcasting Corporation, then you had the commercial channel, whatever that was, and then you had the Poltergeist channel if you just switched it over to static. Then, of course, as kids, you'd have all your cartoons, like Battle of the Planets, G-Force, that was my favourite, and Astro Boy, of course. Battletech, Robotech, whatever it was, yep. And then, of course, later we only ever had 1 season run of Ulysses. That was quite a different one. Of course, it was French, so I suppose it's understandable to be different. And all their people were blue, which I see we rediscovered at the Olympics. Here to make you cry, Miles. That's my job in life, it seems. Each day I get up and on my to-do list is make Miles cry. I feel like I'm doing a good job of that, don't you? Think I'm, like, hitting the standard requirements? Why is this sucker not sitting in there? Or is it sitting in and it's just offset? I think it's just, this here is just offset a little, that's all. 9:15, we're already 45 minutes in and it's not going quite my way yet. Let's hope this one actually has a working display straight out of the box, because the other day I did one, it just didn't work and I had to split it open all again. I thought, I've got a dead LCD because we had one a couple of weeks ago. No, it wasn't that. It just, I put in a known good LCD and it came to life and I put the other one back in. I think it just had a brain fart reset, whatever. Fortunately, it's okay if it gets over the tweezers. You just peel it straight off. Star Blazers, that's another one I just remembered. Good old Star Blazers. Great big Yamato, sorry, I pronounced that wrong, but anyway, the great big battleship. They had to do something with it, because it didn't really quite achieve its goals in real world when it was made. Miles, just be thankful that I am not injecting power into PP bus to burn out capacitors, okay? You should be thankful I don't do that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then I can tell you about it later, but Pedro will know. I had a bit of a squawk over it. I was like, I cannot believe that just happened. It wasn't me that did it. It was more like someone I didn't expect to do such things, although I should have. But thing is, yeah, if you know what you're doing, you can do stuff like that. But the problem comes along when you're a person who a lot of new people are following, and a lot of new people look up to, and a lot of the new people think you are God's greatest creation in repair industry. And then you go and do that kind of thing. And so people are going to follow you. People are going to replicate that. And so as a consequence now, I'm going to start getting blown CPU and GPU boards. Oh, Mal's knows. Okay, you know who I'm talking about. Hey, I just realised that's missing its normal fold over. Yeah, there's a piece of tape that's over this. Just thankfully, at least the inner layer is intact. Whew. For a moment, then I thought I had just drawn directly onto the digitizer. Yeah, many times. Yeah, I don't want to. Like I said, you know, if you put the context out there and you say to people, you know, don't do this normally without pre-checking this and this and this, and I believe you might have. I'm not sure, but you got to make it very clear that there are certain preconditions that have to be met before you can even think of embarking on that. Oh, it's interesting. You're still on scope. There you go. Thanks. I should have known because the light was on. Yeah, there's some certain very hard precursors that need to be met, preconditions I should say, that need to be met before you can engage in such a thing. A little bit concerned about this digitizer. It overall feels good. Oh yeah, I do have. Okay, that is the. I mean, yeah, it's always interesting to see what creative repairs come up with. It's a bit like there's, damn it, where's the Yin Yamara when I need him? Bush Mechanic here in Australia. I think it's Bush Mechanic. And they do some really amazing things to get cars going out of scraps to make it into town or whatever. And that's fun to watch. But of course, if your local mechanic is watching that and thinks he can do that, it's probably not such a good thing. So yeah, there's entertainment in creative solutions like that, I suppose. I just worry sometimes that someone's going to, I guess because it can affect the outcome of my jobs here. So maybe I'm just being petty and not seeing the fun of it. Not to mention you have no idea what the current... That is true, yeah. Because even if it's like a fat trace at one point, it could be thinner elsewhere. And yeah, blowing out traces is a pretty real thing to do. Wow, this really did get a lot of glass in it. And thank you again, whoever sent this to me. Geez, I wish you'd throw your hand up and tell me who you were again. Honestly, if anybody sends me anything, put a note in it or something, or write your name on it, so that I can thank you, like genuinely give you proper thanks, rather than indirect like this. I don't want to be known as the person who doesn't appropriately thank people. I've already had enough drama over that. Which reminds me, I've got a soldering station that I've got to give away. And I would love to see someone who can use it or wants to use it. That's the other thing, you know, really want to actually have this one and use it. Because I'm very grateful that the person sent it to me, and, you know, I tried it out. It just wasn't something I was wanting to change over to. It basically comes down to that. Because, you know, I've got my Hacko set up, and yeah, I mean, there are better setups than Hacko for sure. I definitely won't deny that. But sometimes you just want to stick with what you got, particularly if you've already got a whole bunch of accessories that you're comfortable with, you understand how they behave and things like that. There's weird stuff going on down there. Hey Dreams, good to see you there. What is this, day 37 and still no Nintendos? I can't even find any locally that are broken to fix. I'm putting posts out there. There was a very short phase a couple of months ago where they were selling for 150 and things like that. And there's been a couple of times, I got to admit, where I saw one or two going cheap and I wasn't able to capitalize on it because I was like, well, actually, no, that $300, $200, whatever needs to go towards cat food. But generally speaking, it's still easier for me to find a 1466 to work on than it is to find a Switch. Oh, Joey is actually legitimately in here. How's your video editing going, Joey? Or are you preparing now for your stream? Alright, now it's time to clean the outer edges. Hey, Copz! Wow, Copz here. And what do we owe the dishonor of Copz being here for? What are you doing with yourself these days, Copz, anyway? You're having a tidy of the workshop. You sold four different things today. Did you get decent prices for them? On eBay, I'm assuming. I bought something off an eBay auction the other day. I bought myself a unknown condition, not working MacBook Air M2, no, M3? Ah, hell, I can't remember now. It's, anyway, a logic board. Because I want to see if I can use the CD3217B13 chips that are in it for other boards, or whether it's going to be locked strictly to that board. Interestingly though, these ones actually have 3 of them. One's for the MagSafe 3, I'm guessing. Which is really not a critical situation in that case. Because I just had to cancel a job because I did not have any B13s for the 2377, I think. Anyway, it's the M2 variant of the A2338. And yeah, I just had to sit back. It was like I could have fixed it in terms of I found the real fault in it rather than the fact that the tech had thrown away what they thought was a faulty 3217 when it was not. And it was the master 3217 as well, just for added insult. Yep, that's when you know you're getting clean. 2681. Yeah, 2681, that's it, yep. I do have a 2681, thanks to Pedro. Pedro is a nice chap. When he gets a surplus of something, he will message me and flog it off to me at an extra high friendship price. And I thank him very much for that. It's very nice of him, because I do not get access to a lot of machines up here, being in the rural area. You just don't have the numbers of people around with those machines to have enough failing that you can get your hands on them. It's the downside of being in a rural area. I mean, there's a lot of upsides of being in this rural area. Believe me, there is. Like the fact that I can, just go outside and enjoy the night air, quiet generally, when the idiots aren't driving past. You got a job at Amanda as a service engineer, making an electric motorcycle with my own battery. Oh, I remember your battery thing. Yeah, I remember got into a bit of an argument with that one too over someone else. I can't remember what it was. My God, man, is that a bit of snot down there? Had a customer come in last week, 15-inch air. He replaced. Oh no. Funnily enough, I just had a job. What was it? It was only a 2337. Or was it? No. It was a 2251 actually. Don't see many 2251s around here. Or is it 2251? Anyway, wait, I said the same thing. They replaced the screen, and then all of a sudden the touch bar no longer worked. And I thought, that is a really weird combination to have that happen. It turns out that they tore the touch bar flex, but fortunately it was the replaceable portion of it. The board itself did actually have other issues, but the touch bar one was because of that. So it was lucky. Hey Teresa, good to see you. You been doing much 3D printing lately? Is it a permanent thing for you? I gotta make more dead weights like this. Okay, right now I'm using my Eneloops. It makes a pretty hefty mass. I do like this thing. It's a little bit annoying if you don't have enough batteries. They tend to swivel out. But once you've got the batteries stacked up to and you've got 4 or 5 spaces left, they're fine. This was printed on the 3D printer that Teresa sent me. Thank you very much, Teresa. I haven't got another 3D printer yet. Oh, Mo, not now, buddy. Milo? Are you on the air conditioner? Are you? Why does my child do this? He's supposed to give me till 10 o'clock at night. But lately he's been deciding, nah, I don't think so. I think early is better, Daddy. And so Daddy says, no, it's not. I've got to get work done, and I can't get work done with you yowling on the air conditioner. Oh, wow. See, my mind's not in focus now. And so as a consequence, I'm... No. Don't you love it when all of a sudden you cannot for the life of you align your connectors, and you just sit there feeling like you're trying to put a square peg through a tiny hole. Okay, happy to hear that click. And of course, the big problem is you start getting extra paranoid because you're like, that if some bad luck happens, and say those battery pins are not fully disconnected, and I shuffle the connector slightly wrong, I may inadvertently put voltage across something that's not supposed to have active power. And of course, you just start panicking more. Niemand, see, I already made a slight mistake. Forgot to put the guide back in. Do not touch the... We'll get to a MacBook after this, I promise. Anyway, I think I might test this one before I put it down because I'm sort of getting a little bit sick of them not working. Let's see, switch over to Apple cable. Yeah, well, that's a good start. Glastonbury? I don't think so. I'll have another look. But there was some... Oh, no. I just noticed something. Oh, shit. The screen's cactus. God damn. That's it. I am just gonna start throwing things out the window. The screen is cactus. What the flip? What in the flippity flip? God damn it. Touch works. I'm gonna have to put this... Okay, I've got to go deal with Mo. He's starting to get problematic there. What are you doing, buddy? You can't see it. What are you doing? Hey. Hey, you okay? You dumped down on your own, did you? You got impatient. Hmm? You okay? What is this? You're gonna give me the daddy doesn't love me treatment. What do you want? Biscuits? I'll get you some biscuits. He was just on the air conditioner. I didn't get to him soon enough and he jumped down on his own.
Oh, did he hurt himself?
I don't know. He seems okay. Try to give him some biscuits. Buddy. Where do you want them? In them up here? There you go. Radio aggravation level rising after that job. Flippin' heck. That's definitely not a connector failure. That's a screen damage. Yeah, definitely screen damage. Yeah, just give me a second. Hey, Christos. God damn. Got a little girl pigtail flipping hairbands. They're no good for this sort of work. So, well, yellow, I think it is, whatever. But yeah, the big problem with that situation with the iPad is that the screens cost, yeah, it's another $100 at least. So instead of being a $150 repair, it becomes a $250 repair. And while the 9th gen is still a good iPad, you're starting to push it at $250, especially combined with the fact that the person has another iPad that they need me to fix. And it's it's an iPad Air 3. And the iPad Air 3 is definitely also, because it's a combo screen glass one. And that's already $200 or so to fix. So suddenly this person has gone from $350 odd repair to getting a little close to $500. And that means they're probably going to balk. And rightfully so. $4013 error, that will be NAND usually, as far as I remember. So, dead end on that one, I'm afraid. Alright, let's get into the MacBook. We don't have much time left. Joey, are you 1 hour away or 2 hours away? Sorry, half an hour away or 2 hours away for your stream? If Joey's still here. Simple haircut. Tom, are you not married? There's no such thing as a simple haircut. My God, man. Hour and a half. Okay, alright. So I got a little bit of leeway. Alright, so this has actually just been driven in from Townsville. Townsville is 140, an hour and a half drive away. Liquid damage, it's been assessed by the Apple store in Townsville. And they say it's liquid damaged, send it out to me and get fixed. Well, try and get the data off. Data is the key thing on this one. There's important work on it apparently. Now, the trouble is it's a 1932, and 1932s along with 2179s are, how do you put it? They just like to die. Their CPUs get a whiff of something wrong on the board and they're like, and that's it. They're dead. Like Ricky Gervais says, it's like, it's dead. Dead, innit? Thank you, Stephen W. That's exactly right. Yes. Keep me in business. Don't back your data up. Okay, let's scan the code in. Beep. Thank you very much. And that makes it terminate the other video and now start a new video with that code. We're going to go for the microcode behavior now. I'm lucky. This is a 12.6 or 12.5. I can't remember which one I've got in here. But yeah, I've got a 12th gen in this machine and I'm happy with it. It's actually a fairly big overkill for what this machine does. All the processing of the video is done by the NVIDIA T400 graphics card, which in itself is not a very impressive graphics card, but it does have the encoding engine in it that allows me to get OBS to offload all the encoding to it. Intel's done worse, I'm sure. I mean, AMD seems to be laying their own mines as well. Alright. How bad? Oh God, no. Nope. Nope. No. 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 Alright, the reason why I'm squawking so hard is because, see, the liquid damage is in this area. And these here are your CPU VREGs and your 3v8 VREG. Basically, if I wash this down and it doesn't come up, it's basically dead. Sad to say. If the liquid damage had been... Well, there's more over here. There are some places where you can put liquid damage on these boards where they can come back from. But when you put it right there, it's basically dead. I am now commencing to waste my time just to provably show it's dead. But let's have a look. We might have a miracle. I doubt it, but let's have a look. Looks like it's Coke or something, I'm guessing. This is why we also do not ever offer any kind of warranty with liquid damage. Like, usually when you recover a liquid damage machine, I don't know why I stuck that there, you do have to, as with iPhones, get it to the point where you can access the machine, log in and things like that. So people will mistakenly look at it and think, hey, it's working, it should be fine now, right? You fixed it. There's no reason why it shouldn't keep working. And it's like, there's probably areas where I wasn't able to find corrosion, but, there was corrosion hidden. And then you don't know how much the parts got stressed during that whole process. Maybe they over voltaged for long enough that it's now done some long-term weakening, as if it was like Intel microcode. Yeah, things like that. So, yeah. It's the managing expectations thing. It's not because you're trying to avoid responsibility for the work. It's just simply saying, look, this is just one of those things where once they're damaged, you're not going to get back from it. Yeah, even with ultrasonic. Ultrasonic these days, I very rarely do any ultrasonicking. Compared to the 1466, 1502 days where ultrasonicking was often an actual saviour, it sort of has turned around and become a little bit of a villain now in some ways. Even the system itself, the battery seems to be okay, but the rest of it seems pretty cactus. Okay. See, now there's liquid damage here, but then there's burn marks there. So I'd say camera was alive while that was going. Well, Joey, looks like I'm going to have to manage your yeah, camera burn through. It's like, I'll save you, camera. I'll keep pumping power to you. You can make it. That's cooked. And that's good. No, this is... No. Speaker's definitely gone. It's the last thing we care about, but... Even the RAM getting a bit of action there. Yeah, that's not great. That's been cooking for a while. That's the trouble. This has been cooking for a while. Well, the battery's been running. Yeah, no. Really, there's so much damage here. There's basically no point trying to not clean it. You just may as well just go along. Let's just toothbrush the hell out of this. Anyway, as I was saying earlier, what's the camera footage like for you guys? It's still a bit too washed out? It's actually a little bit bright for me. Yep. Joey, you use a digital overhead. You don't get to be a judge yet. No, I'm just kidding, Joe. Just kidding. Please don't take that personally. No. Under normal circumstances, I would yell at another tech for doing this, but this is so severe that really we need to get a better gauge. Besides, I've got it on video where everything was. And I want to get an idea of how it's going to behave once we removed the worst. I'm almost certain the speaker is going to be shorter. The speaker amp or the speaker output here, 3v3, not 3v3, PP bus. So like, look at that. That's almost guaranteed to be shorter under there. And if it's not yet, it will be. Hey, Rilla. Yep, that's right. It's basically to prove that, it's really not going to work. I mean, the whole USB-C input section's gone, and you're like, do you really want to waste a pair of 3215s on this? Even though they're not that difficult to get a hold of anymore. And they're cheap and you got plenty. Most of the damage that we've seen here, by the way, Joey, look at that. That's your Pi 3 USB chip there. Look at that. You got some commonality there with the Nintendo. Bit washed out. Okay. Let me just try. No, Miles. I mean, yeah. I've got my. What do you call it? Okay, so just stand by. Color correction. Okay, 0.15 gamma, but I'm just going to push the saturation slightly up. Yeah, it's a little bit too far, Paul. I'm going to have to take this off. Amazingly, it actually came off. Now that's going to be well and truly welded. That was once a filter, my friends. No more. That's well and truly disconnected, so we can basically ignore that. Oh, God, no, not on that chip. The trouble is, removing liquid from this board at this point is basically pointless. It's kind of like removing the bullet from a dead soldier. Not sure I'm going to mess with that. How did I not see it? Yeah. Oh. Every time I think I'm almost ready, I find more. I'm not sure where my electric one is at the moment. That's why I'm doing it with the manual hand one. I'm going to guess these rails might be shorted. Walk away. Yeah, Lars, like I said, it's just... this is a proving situation, unfortunately. Amazing, that is not shorted. Wow. Because if we actually manage to get to the point where we get a USB-C 20 volts, then we've got to negotiate the fact that our 3V8 and our CPU is probably taking a pretty bad hit. The PMIC amazingly got away with it. Oh, and we haven't even looked under here yet. Okay, T2 is actually okay. Impressive. eBay special 1707. Well, you've been looking for... I've been looking for 1707s as well, and I find it very hard to find any good ones, so yeah, good luck with that. Sorry about that glitching. Alright, I need a USB, which is supposed to be right there. Ah, here we go. It's over here. Okay. Switch the cable over. It's barely 10 milliamps if I'm lucky there. Damn, I'm not happy with what's going on with the output here. That's better. Slightly. Still washy. Hey, Warren Stamps. Alright, okay, we've got our short right here. One of. And from memory, when that rail there gets shorted, it's pretty much end of the game. I mean, you can remove it, but I found that it seems to be a bit of an indicator that things are really bad. Let's see, so this being a 1932... 1521? Yep, 1521. Just wanted to double check that. What? Why the hell are that saying no stuff? It is most certainly not no stuff. Control. Right. Fix up the OB data. All right. "3v3 Thunderbolt." Oh, I see why it's no stuff, because in the actual, on the actual schematic, it is marked as a no stuff. Hey, Christian. Yeah, so that explains that. 94, 95. Which one were we just looking at there? 94, 95. Yeah, it's also no stuff. That's delightful. Thank you very much, Apple. Yep, no. Done. Over. Kaput. That's, if you want data recovery from a board of that degree of damage, you probably, that's 4-digit stuff. The end. I'm sorry to the person whom it's for. But yeah, that's another sad tale. Definitely not touching you. Crap. That's it. That's it for what I can really present this evening. Wow, that's a shonky dodgy finish. Sorry, everybody. Nothing good. I do have some other things, but we are actually at 2 minutes to go for 10 o'clock, so I am going to cut it for tonight. I'm going to cut my losses, and I'm going to go do some administration work and some programming, and yeah, I'm going to have to write a message to this person, explain to them that it's yuck, it's just not going to happen. There's too much liquid damage. But yeah, it happens like this sometimes, unfortunately. There are some people out there who will be willing to dive into that board and really replace everything, try to get back up. But the trouble is that, what is that? That's like, I'd say that's 4 or 5 hours worth of work at least to get that back up to potentially running. And then you're probably going to find that the CPU is dead anyway. So there's really no point. And now I've got to go deal with the iPad and explain to them that their screen is actually dead too. So bad night, I'm afraid. Guess I'll have to try better again tomorrow. But that's the insulin time. So time for me to go give Micros insulin. Thank you all for watching. Sorry it wasn't a very successful one, but that's how it is sometimes. Just the way it goes. And this is why you got to try and kick these dead jobs out as quick as possible. I don't do a very good job of it yet, but every day I do try to do a little bit better to just cut them off, send them off, because you're going to just choke up your workshop with these sort of things. If someone out there feels like they can actually repair these jobs in a sufficiently quick time and they're willing to do it for a certain amount of money, then great, that's their choice. But for the business that I'm running at the moment and the kind of financial environment and what people are willing to pay, it literally does not pay to get bogged down on those jobs. So that's the way it goes. Thank you again for watching. See you all on Joey's stream if you jump in. Otherwise, I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. I'll see you later.